call it arm lock. I just call it arm lock. It doesn't really have to be. And then we'll do all this stuff again from the first section. So press and push. And then we go into wave hands like clouds, which is here. Still the fixed section. Chen Pan Ling form. And this is wave hands like clouds. So, like that. And then we get a partner. And we try with a partner. And this is the old way was to do it just all partner-based. I think all the forms just came from partner-based knowledge. So, from our last thing, he punches and I block it and try to punch him, right? That's what we did last week. So he has a number of options. He can attack the arm with this arm or with the other one. It doesn't matter. If he wants to grab him with both arms, he can. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just take those arms and lock them out. Down. Right? Now, if I come up, I'm going to get something that looks like that. And notice I can just push him. And that's the move. Now, if for your partners, I would just do one hand. I make it easy. You could do the cross one, it works fine. Notice this is chin up, bone locking. And then you're just going to grab it and lift it up. That brings your foot up. Notice where my leg can go. Notice you've got the liver exposed and the ribs. Like that. If he grabs with the other hand, you're going to look more at something that looks like this. So either hand will work. If he punches with his right, this becomes your block. Notice the elbow. Now from here you can do a little break right there as it goes by. So you can kind of snap it. And if he repeals that, you drop it. And then you come up here again and there we go. You put the elbow right under his armpit and just lift him with that. If he starts to do anything, if he does a 1-2, so he goes right, just leave this out. And wait for the second one. Then you come across and you're here. And again, you push him to the right. Okay, the left hand's full. He grabs him around the waist. So watch the lock now. So you're trying to get both arms and lock his head into his bicep by dropping your hand on the back of his neck. You can't see that, but I should tell you. Okay. And that should discourage him a little bit. If you can't get under the arms, you can also just get the head. And you just take the head and make a little, yeah, the head doesn't like this kind of movement. You're twisting the neck in a bad way. So you don't have to worry about that one too much. You can work really on all kinds of levels. Wave hands like clouds now. From the grab, again, the cross grab is easy. So that's where you should start with your partner. If you start with a single whip, it's going to look like this. Yeah. And your release is going to go there. And this will give you a strike to the ribs. Here. If you want, you can take his hand, or this hand, and throw this one out. Right? So if you can get him to move over, this hand will run up in his eye. See that? So, if you just, once you're here, and this is just a feint for a punch, you just get your release and block with that, and then you break this. As you lift this, you drop that. There's your second one. If he grabs with both hands, it works fine. You're going to lift, and this hand will come underneath. Now, everybody loves this lock. They like it usually this way, so you just drop it. Just push it down. The form doesn't do that. but it's kind of implied, sort of. So, you know, you just have to play with it and see what really works for you. That's what I encourage people to do, not to stick with one thing that the teacher said that's what you have to do. You know? Everybody's a little different, so you have to make it have sense for you. Now we look at the punch. So again, I leave this open with my single whip, so I have to bring this to protect myself. And this is called a rotating block. That as I rotate the hand to get his shoulder and elbow and body offline from me. So it's purely defensive. That is, you're trying to rotate him out, and this will expose him. As he goes by, if he continues, I just hit in his kidneys here. So I think wave hands like clouds is related to kidneys. So you come in, and it's teaching you how to hit the kidneys, and then if he punches with the other one, again you just lift it. So do it straight, right through this hole, yeah. Because there's a little hole there. There's a little hole right here, right between his head and his arm. You can punch underneath it, and I just continue. See that? So it'll work fine on a hook too. If he hooks with his left, you just start right at the end of it here. And like I said, you can hit, you can break. All will work fine on the hook. He grabs me around the waist. Now here's the headlock again. So again, if you hit the arm, this is great. Watch it happen. Sorry. See, you just lift the arm up into his face. He grabs. So if you're in single whip or some kind of stance, you can't see him coming up. Just lift your hand up. Then as you turn, you just push him off, and then you do it again. Like that. This repeats. They like it, so they repeat it. That's Tai Chi's thing. They like to repeat things. So the other thing is if you grab and you can't get his arm, you're going to have to sneak in for his neck and just pick his head up with your fingers. So the thumb and the forefinger go right in the Adam's apple. So you slip it right in there and push the Adam's apple up. Now my left hand has got his right elbow, see it? And as I turn, watch it happen. So that turn's a big deal. And that needs a little more time and effort. This little rotation here. There's a lot of stuff hidden in there. That's a good start. Oh, push hand version. So, yeah, left foot forward. So the first one, he just pushes too hard with his left. And I'm just going to take that elbow, take the hand, and just turn. If I shift forward, out he goes. So do shift forward. Form does that right there. See it? So, but only, so again, you don't want to move your shoulder away from him. You want to drop it into your hip and then turn. All you have to do is move his foot and push it. That's all. Just move the foot. And then switch. Wave hands like clouds. Here's a deer. I think you push with this. Yeah, with this one. So, yeah, it'll work either way actually. But if I shift back, you'll see it clearly. So I shift back, I lift this left hand and push out with the right. Let's do it on the front leg. I think it'd be easier for them. So I'm trying to make something that anybody can do. So he pushes with his left. I'm going to lift the right up and push with the left. There's wave hands like clouds on the front leg. I think that's maybe easier at home for people at home. So he pushes, just lift. This goes down to lift this up to push this out. Okay.